Hello and welcome back to the channel. You don't belong in the dark energy just because you struggle with your mental health. You don't belong in the negative energy, the darkness, just because you struggle with your mental health. You don't deserve to live on hell on earth just because you struggle with your mental health. You don't deserve people treating you like crap, taking advantage of you, overlooking you, underappreciating you, and disrespecting you just because you struggle with your mental health. You are just as worthy, just as important, just as valuable as any other human being. And you deserve to dance in the light with everyone else. There's a certain mentality that comes from dark lying energy, of people that live in that dark lifestyle. I don't know how to explain it. It's more visual, but there's a certain mentality of people that cohabitate in that zone. And I don't know if they've chosen it. I don't know if they are demons or not. And I know that sounds dramatic, but we already know that not all people are main character players, that there are NPCs, characters, right? NPC players. So why wouldn't there be demons? Why wouldn't there be people that are invented on this planet just to get you to hinder off of your growth, to get you off of your path, to get you off of your journey so that you could sink into that lower vibrational frequency that is hell on earth and live there with them? Not all people are just people. Most people are here to test you. Most people are here to challenge you. Most people are here to reflect who you are so you can see yourself and change and grow. There's very few people that are actually here to connect with you as soul partners or soul relationships or soul family. That's a small group. It's very small. And they dance in the light. So just because you have a darker mental health at times, I struggle with that as well, doesn't mean I deserve to live in hell. I still deserve the light of God. I still deserve blessings. I still deserve goodness. And you have to fight for that every day, especially when the parasite in your mind tells you otherwise. That doesn't mean you're less than, doesn't mean you're less valuable, less worthy. That's not what that means. It means you have a struggle that you have to overcome every day. And in turn, by overcoming it, you are a warrior of God. By not sinking in to sin because of our circumstance. Sinking into sin puts us also in hell on earth. Yeah. And I understood this the most when in church one day we were talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. And we were explaining how the gospel reading was talking about his journey from being tortured and bringing that cross up to the mount where he was then crucified. And the word of the gospel was, the point was that even through all of that pain and all that suffering and betrayal, his own people betrayed him. The people that said that they loved him and they would support him, betrayed him. And there was betrayal, abandonment, torture, abuse. And yet he still overcame. He said, "Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do." Because they don't know that they're tethering themselves to hell on earth by treating me like this, by treating people like this, by having an outlook and a perspective on life living on this planet to be that of violence. These people are already in hell and they don't even know it. So forgive them, Lord, because they don't know what they do. And that made me cry. Why? Because I've been betrayed, abandoned, abused, tortured, And I did give in to sin. I was not strong enough to overcome and see that this was just the demons trying to pull me into their own hell. I didn't see that, and I succumbed, and I lost myself for a very long time. And that's the message. It's the message, man. You don't deserve to be in the darkness because somebody treated you with darkness either. You do not need to retaliate because that puts you also in hell on earth. And what we're not understanding about this is it's our choice. Like we talked about yesterday, it is our choice. And it's a harder choice for us when we have PTSD and trauma, mental health challenges. It's very hard, but we can make those choices. There are structures and routines and lifestyles that can be built to support your mental health and keep you in the light, keep you in salvation, because you deserve it. And I feel like we forget that because we struggle. And we feel like we don't deserve the goodness. We don't deserve the unconditional love because we can't even learn to unconditionally love ourselves. But it's not depicting of what you deserve. You deserve all the good. And I feel like we put ourselves into the dark when we forget that, when we don't believe that, and we start associating ourselves with people who are just demons on earth, and we don't realize these darker entities, that it's not just a friendship with some red flags. It's not just a relationship with some red flags. Like, no, that's a demon. Like, no, that's someone trying to steal your essence. If they're trying to bait you and manipulate you or make jokes that come at your confidence, yeah, that's a demon, bro. Trying to possess you with self-doubt. Why? Because when you have self-doubt, you move yourself away from the light because you start to feel like you don't deserve it again. Do you see? It's a spiritual warfare. It's way more serious than I just don't want to be lonely. Be lonely. Be alone. That's the human condition. No one will ever fill that space for you. You will always have those feelings at times. And that's natural, normal, and okay. That doesn't mean you drink poison just because you're thirsty. Because it's more detrimental than you think. And if you ever wonder why your life seems like it goes good and then it stagnates, goes good, then it goes back, and then it cycles and whatever, and it just doesn't feel like it's moving forward and progressing, even though you're doing everything you can in your power to change and grow, look at the people in your life. Who's sucking your essence? Who's draining your confidence? Who's infecting and possessing you with self-doubt? Because those people need to go right away now. I don't care how many nice things they give you. I don't care how many nice words they sometimes say. But if the majority of the words, no, not even the majority, if any of the words inflict self-doubt or possess you with emotion that you didn't have before, and it's negative, they've got an intention. They've got an intention. Either they're trying to drag you under the water and use you as their own life jacket and save themselves, using you as bait for demons to grab, but guess what? They don't remember the concept of karma. They'll get there soon. It's either that or they're literally trying to possess you so that you lose your soul and you fall back into your old patterns. You fall back into self-deprecation. You fall back into unworthiness. You fall back... Sorry, I'm getting angry. But this is what it is. This is what's happening. It's not a question of if or when. It is happening. And we keep entertaining every single freaking person that enters our realm. Why? They're just tests. They're just challenges to overcome. They're just something to learn to stay away from or recognize that you need to change or whatever. If I start seeing a bunch of these kinds of people pop up, if someone starts offering me cocaine, that means I drop my vibrational frequency, bro. Because nobody in the high vibrational zone offers me cocaine, okay? So what did I do? What's going on in my inner world? What are my external attachments right now that are putting me in the vibrational frequency of a man offering me cocaine? It's a me thing. It's a me problem. So these people are just your message signals, your red flags per se, to let you know your energy is off. You don't deserve this. Your energy is just off. We got to work with that. Your mental health needs extra care today. That might be all that means. Doesn't mean you freaking entertain these people. Doesn't mean you argue or you create a narrative with them and co-author a freaking story. No, it's just a signal. It's just a signal. I don't get out and hug the telephone pole or the light pole when the light turns green, when it goes from red to green, a stoplight. I don't get out and hug it and go, thank you so much. No, that's just its job. That's what it does. It's to signal you to go or to stop. That's what these people are. You don't need to. You can say thank you on the inside because it's for you. They're not going to understand. But you're not supposed to be like giving them all this credit and entertaining them. And some people are demons. So dramatic. But like, you need to know that. You need to hear it. Because what I see in my mind, in my mind's eye, is when I picture the people that I'm thinking about, it's very dark. It's shrouded in darkness, the imagery. And then when I think of people who are dedicated to self-growth and unconditional love and respect and appreciation, they've got morals and values, shit like that, I see that in my mind as gold, like citrine energy. And what does citrine energy tell us? Citrine energy is the power of the sun. So that means power. So you're not going to get power in the dark zone. You only get power in the light. So what you need to do is use your environment as a signal, as that stoplight, red, green, and yellow, to tell you what you need to do for your internal, to maintain the light divinity, to maintain living in the righteous path, the righteousness of light, the righteousness of light. And we struggle with that sometimes, especially if you have depression, because sometimes there's a big part of your brain that is reminiscent of hell on earth. That doesn't mean you need to go there, though. Doesn't mean I belong there because this. No, I fight that. You're going to fight that every day. You're going to fight against the devil every freaking day. Why? Because you deserve it. It's not about anyone else. It's about you. Because you deserve to live in the light and attract the things you deserve. Because you deserve to have a life that is fulfilling, that is full of laughter and fun and joy and no stress and just ease and peace. You deserve that. Doesn't matter if your brain tries to tell you you belong in hell. It doesn't matter. You tell it right back. No. No, thank you. I'm going to pray instead. I'm going to say thank you for this blessing of life. I choose the light. You're going to get that gratitude list out. You're going to write down everything you're freaking thankful for. You're going to say some positive affirmations. You're going to remind yourself that you're a child of God, a child of light. You are ultimate creator. You are a master of the law of attraction. You are a master manifestator. You are empowered. You are divine. You wear the armor of God. Nothing can touch you. Nothing can harm you. That's solar plexus energy. Citrine. Solar plexus. That's why my cross is also gold. Solar plexus energy creates a bubble of protection, energy protection. But where does that come from? It comes from confidence. And yes, you can have a lot of confidence in yourself, but let's say a demon comes and possesses you with self-doubt. The bubble's going to shrink. And that's why you need to have confidence in your faith. You have to have confidence that you're divinely guided and your confidence that you're divinely protected. Because even if a demon tries to possess you with self-doubt, you still got the armor of God, the armor of the universe, because that is the unconditional love of protection. Because I don't want all the responsibility for myself. I want this higher power. I do. I want this assistance. I want this guidance. I want that strength. I want that armor. I don't want to be in control all the time. I don't know. I'm fragile sometimes. Sometimes those demons try to weasel in. I still need that ally voice. And how do you strengthen the ally voice? You keep trusting in the higher power, the force that is everything. And you have to trust that if you embody the light, you will be guided by the light. And the light is the highest vibrational frequency of them all. You will be forever restored, forever loved, forever protected, as long as you believe that. As long as you believe it. I don't always believe I have the power for myself. Some days I wake up and I have to convince my brain that it's wrong. And on those days I feel very weak and vulnerable. But guess what? I know I'm still loved because I still see all the blessings around me. It's the gratitude list. For me, it's prayer. I know, obviously, this whole topic seems very religious, but I'm trying to show you how it doesn't need to just be religion. You could do these same things, these acts of prayer, the acts of trusting in a higher power and things of that nature, and not believe in a certain religion. These are just universal truths and universal laws. It's a truth that when you write down a gratitude list, you retrain your brain to seek blessings. That's a truth. It's a scientific truth. And whenever I pray, it's basically a gratitude list. And it's showing your own faith in the overall force, this overall belief in lower energy vibration, lower frequency vibrations, and higher frequency vibrations. It's basically what all of this is. It's just the awareness and acknowledgement of that and how to work with that information. How to basically hack the system of that information. How to utilize it for our own power, empowerment. Oh yeah. There's this post-it note. It's pretty good. So it's got the 7 deadly sins, and it's showing you that if you have lust, you really need union. If there's gluttony, you need nourishment. If there's greed, you need to be generous. If there's envy, you need to love others. If there's wrath, there needs justice. If there's sloth, you need peace. Pride, you need self-love. And it's just this is it. This is the hacking of the system. This is the lower vibration, and this is the higher vibration. It's all about transmuting the lower into the higher, and then feeding your soul what it needs based off of that information. It's all about the higher vibration. And like we talked about yesterday, is free will really free if when you choose the lower frequency vibrations, you are tethered to hell on earth? Is it really free, or does it cost you your soul? Still your choice. But what would you rather choose? Alignment, authenticity, self-mastery, law of attraction, blessings, golden light energy? Or pride, sloth, wrath, envy, greed, gluttony, and lust, Or do you want that? And all you're going to do is attract more crap like that, and you're going to just be stuck down there. And you know what? If you're a demon, then maybe, you're on the other end of this screen right now, and you're like, hell yeah, that's what I want. All right, then that's what you'll get. But most of us are angels in disguise. And we forgot We don't belong down there. Okay? Okay. But there's always going to be a battle, all right? You don't deserve the dark just because you struggle with your mental health. You don't deserve the dark just because your mental health shrouds you in darkness sometimes. You still deserve the light. Get some citrine, get some gold. Remind yourself of that divinity and remind yourself of that protection and that guidance, and wear that armor from that solar plexus chakra, that willpower, that confidence, that personality. And you shine that light. You shine it. Shine it even when your mental health is mental healthing. It doesn't matter. You don't deserve the dark just because you struggle with your mental health. All right, that's the last time I'm going to say it. Today's a short one. Happy Friday, everybody. I'll see you on Monday.